Hello and welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 6th of March for the Sun or the Ascendant. As ever, I'm going to give you the standout features to look out for, and of course there are two massive ones this week with Saturn's arrival in the sign of Pisces. But please stay with me because I will dive deep to give you each of the 12 zodiac signs from Aries through to Pisces in forensic detail. But this introduction gives you a perspective of what we're collectively going to experience this week. And of course, the standout is the arrival of Saturn in Pisces. But this coincides with the full moon in the sign of Virgo. Each year, the Virgo full moon asks us to balance the more perceptive, emotional and spiritual dimension of the Sun in the sign of Pisces with the more practical and physical plane of Virgo. So if we're investing too much time and energy in really speculating about what we would like, Pisces, but not taking the action to go through the processes, Virgo, then that is going to create a degree of inertia. So getting an attunement between the physical and the spiritual planes is the key to the next 2 weeks. But Mars is pretty close to a T-square between the 2 points. So I think it's possible that some secrets and information can spill out into the open and in quite an abrasive way. Mars, of course, is a very impatient influence, particularly in the sign of Gemini, which is to do with words, messages, communication. So Pisces being in the 12th house is more to do with secrets. So anything to do with work or health, I feel that there will be information coming into the public domain over the next 2 weeks that could cause some shocks. But also, Uranus is in the mix on this particular full moon, encouraging us to look at things in a fresh and different way. And in fact, later this week, it's Mercury's turn in the sign of Pisces to link in a very productive way with Uranus. So if we use the energy of Pisces to listen to our intuition, but take action in a more grounded, earthy way through the guise of the moon in Virgo or Uranus in Taurus, that's how we're going to make the most of this week. Now, if you're a returning viewer to my channel, thank you so much for joining me once more. If you're new here, it's great to have you with us. Please comment and interact. I do interact with all comments that are made. This is very much a community, and please like and subscribe. So Pisces, your week commencing the 6th of March forecast sees the arrival of Saturn, the mighty Saturn, in your sign. What this is going to ask you to do over the next 2.5 years in total, it's in 2 slots, is really think about the range of your activities, the width of your interactions. And it's going to ask you to prioritize, to simplify your life down to the things that are really essential. Because in sun sign astrology, the sun is house 1, that represents the body. If your birthday is right at the start of Pisces, you're much more likely to feel the impact of Saturn quite quickly. But for most Pisces, I think this week can be actually really quite lively because the Sun and Mercury are forging really engaging links with Uranus, the planet of unpredictability, in your 3rd house. So there could be people getting in touch unexpectedly, invitations. Your mind can be quite switched on. All Saturn's really asking those early born fishes to do is think about how you're going to take the ideas and make them into something more substantive and lasting. But Mars is in a broad T-square with the full moon, which occurs in your opposite sign. There could be somebody, and it could be in your family, who's not completely impressed with some of your ideas at the moment and could be resistant to some of those that you have. Because Neptune, your co-ruler, is in a tangle with Mars in a way that it was through the autumn in the northern hemisphere and in the spring in the southern hemisphere, there could be a little bit of muddle, but I feel that Uranus can help you to cut through this as long as you're open to people being really frank with you And that means really honest. So if you're someone who's very protected and likes to avoid, very intense conversations, that could in a way protect you from the reality that someone can help share with you, because they can be more objective sometimes than, people outside of us can see how we're behaving in ways that we don't always see, because they're not so caught up in the emotion. But I think those really bright and exciting links with Uranus can be to your advantage. What is also going to be really exciting for you is that Venus forges a beautiful link with Mars. If you do encounter somebody, if you're single, who kind of understands the homely side of your nature, but also has a real appreciation of good food and good wine, or non-alcoholic cordial if you'd like to drink that, that could be a person that you could find very interesting indeed. So although the full moon can see someone you're already involved with challenging some of your plans, it could in a way bring someone into your sphere who could be of interest. So Venus and Mars together could be good financially for you, linked to a property matter, or it may be to do with perhaps getting some possessions to beautify your home. But I think there can be some excitement this week. So it's really for those early born Pisces folk that Saturn moving into the first degree of the sign of Pisces is really going to feel like a big instant change is coming. And it is all about simplifying, being as pragmatic as possible, not using up energy on too many distractions that aren't really essential to the main deal. But the main deal itself for those people could change. So some of the things that you thought were important to you not that long ago can suddenly seem quite frivolous as you try to get to the core of what's really essential. It's been a pleasure being with you, Pisces. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care and goodbye for now.